morning. Welcome to the Drakensberg. Woohoo! Yes. So I got up this morning, 6 o'clock. Started making a chow, and the wind was not so awesome. And today's day one. I'm looking at about 30 k's, I think it is, to the second turn point where I was planning on overnighting with my paragliding gear. But because of this wind, and it doesn't look like the best place to fly. I mean, there is a possibility with the West of flying the back end of the ridge and the backside. But I don't know, I just think it's a risk because it might be some short flights and some packing and hiking up and down back to the trail. So instead, I went with some strategy and I've gone mixed discipline. So I'm effectively trail running, although not really running, the first part, and I'll get to the second turn point where I was planning on overnighting. According to my calculations, I'll be there a few hours earlier because I don't have gear with me, as opposed to walking all the time with gear. So now my strategy is to walk there, change disciplines at turn point number 2, go back to the paraglider, and then possibly carry on up to turn point 3 and the top of the high mountain, and spend the night there and fly down tomorrow morning. So that's the plan for now. I think I'm quite happy with my walking decision. I see Donnie up ahead of me, and yes, the thought of walking the whole day with full gear and not flying is just shit, and I want to enjoy myself. So here's to a happy day. Woohoo! Yes. How's that? Well, just made my first little navigation mistake. Went off the path, and I was heading up that mountain over there because the track is actually on the other side, and I didn't realize it was the other side of that ridge. Now, Donnie is still going that way. I called out for him and I haven't heard anything. But I decided to backtrack, come back the distance. I walked up there, and then I decided, no, this is dumb. And I walked back down to the bottom here, back here, and I'm back on the track now, heading for turn point 1. So small little oopsie, but going awesome in a beautiful, beautiful setting. Yes. Hell yeah. Hello. Just wanted to show you some of the grass that I'm walking through here. And believe it or not, I'm actually on the path, I believe. Well, my GPS says that I'm on it. So the X-berg isn't all on proper paths. It's so I'm just walking through the grasses and over the mountain. And, yeah, it's pretty awesome, eh? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Look at that. Yeah, so I started out over there somewhere, came over and around, and now over that hill I went along the side there, and basically I've been hugging the edge of this ridge here, and the next turn point is about 2 k's down, not far from here, up on the ridge. So hopefully I'll be there in the next 20 minutes, hopefully. Yeah. Okay then, have a lovely day. What a day! What a day! And I made a mistake. I should not have switched over to walking and leaving my gear for my paragliding gear behind. I'm gonna get it now. This is turn point number 2 coming up, Vitzi's Hook Hotel. But Jesus Christ, I could have flown the backside of the mountain, I think, quite easily today. There was a couple of places where it was strong, but yes, man, I should have had my wing with me, and I would have been here a few hours ago. Yeah, you know, looking at the stuff on Google Earth, you just look at the big drop off on the eastern side. You don't realize that these mountains are actually, you know, you can fly the western slopes as well. So it's only one way to get experience. Yeah, won't make that mistake again. But it's a beautiful day, and I'm almost at the turn point. I'm gonna spend the night here in the van. My old man's there with the van, so have a chow. Oh, hungry. But I must say, 30 k's of walking, and wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah. Good morning. Oh, you can't even see my face because it's 6 o'clock in the morning, just after 6. I started walking, left the Vitzi's Hook hotel area where we slept in the van, stealth camping, although we did ask for permission. Yeah, so left Vitzi's Hook at about 5:15, I think it was. Dark and slow going at first, but now I'm on the road to the Sentinel car park, heading towards turn point number 3. It's beautiful. The wind has been blowing, but I'm hoping that's like yesterday where it was just shit at early in the morning and calms down when the sun rises. So I really hope, in fact, I'm going to spend the day up there if I have to, waiting for the conditions to get good so that I can fly off these 3,000 meter cliffs down to the Mweni area. I think that's about 1,300 if I recall correctly, somewhere there. So that's a decent glide even without thermals, but hopefully I can find a few thermals and move on to turn point number 5 in the same flight. So yeah, that's the plan. It's sunrise. Yes, hell yeah. Look at that. Greetings. Yeah, so day 2, I don't know what the time, it's probably about 7 or so. I'm heading up the amphitheater right now. Gonna go over, head further south a bit on the escarpment, and then really hope that the conditions are good enough that I can launch and fly down to turn points 4 and 5. Anyway, just wanted to show you what I'm up to here. So behind me is me going up this gully. The chain ladders for the back of the amphitheater are under construction and closed, and it's hard to appreciate the steepness of it. I'm really climbing up here. It's not like a gentle hill. It's pretty steep behind me. And I've just come from there. Now, as you can see, it's quite beautiful. Yep, that's it. Well, good morning. It's day 3. I am up on the mountain. Yep. Okay, that's the Mweni River down there. The Mweni Cultural Center where I slept last night. Also turn point number 5. And now I'm going again. I got a late start today. And that's because after yesterday I got to turn point 3, the Sentinel car park, went on further, got to the top of the amphitheater, further south. Then I think I was near the Ifidi Peak, perhaps, close to the Ifidi River going down. And the wind was quite strong westerly. I flew the backside of the mountain facing west. There was a peak there, climbed up that peak, and then downwinded over the amphitheater, but into the wrong valley. However, it was the safest route for me flying wise because I was expecting a rotor. The wind was fairly strong, and I wanted to give myself as much height as possible to deal with any problems. So I went down the biggest valley, and I thought I was just one valley alongside where I was supposed to be, but turns out I was 2 valleys away, which meant that I was 10 k's in the wrong direction, and so I hitched a ride, knowing I was going to walk to turn point number 5 in the afternoon, or that I was going to carry on from where I landed out there. So right now I'm just carrying on for the hell of it, for the fun of it, because it's awesome. It's a beautiful place, and hopefully I'll get to do some flying. I'm heading along this ridge over here right now. The wind's westerly again, but this is not such a bad thing down here. And yeah, hopefully I get to do some flying and cover up some hours. My goal for this afternoon is the Dima campsite, and that's where I'm heading to. So it's about 15 k's from here, I think it is, from this point. Okay, later. Oh, what a beautiful day. Look out there. Now, had I flown on this side of those big peaks yesterday, yes, I would have been in a very good position today. But that wasn't the case. It wasn't a safe route of the wind blowing across the peaks. I was worried about being rotated starting on the other end of them. But anyway, it's quite beautiful. I'm heading kind of towards this Cathedral Peak there and Bell Peak to the right, and I'm heading a little bit that way down to the Cathedral Peak Hotel. That's the next turn point number 6 and 7 are down there, and I'm heading for the Dima campsite. It's quite beautiful, and it feels like the thermals finally starting to work. Early on there was some vultures struggling. I was looking at the same level at which they were turning, and I wouldn't have stayed up for sure. You can see there's an inversion layer right here, probably much the same height as I am, it's about 2,000 meters. So I'm going to keep walking some more, and I'm hoping to fly off that spine somewhere there, down the other side. Might be another downward. Well, today was why I came to the X-berg. I got some short flights in and it was fucking awesome. I had my first flight. I cut a dog leg off on the hike and I got to a saddle, slope landed, didn't even pack. I just walked back up the slope, a little bit higher up the saddle on the close to the peak. I was too tired to get to the peak, and then actually, so there's it over there. The sun is probably stuffing with the view now. But yeah, so then I had my second flight and I flew down into this valley over here. Now I just need to get up those mountains, and Cathedral Peak Hotel is on the other side, and that's it for today for me. I'll get to Didima by the evening. But this was needed in so many ways. Flying for sure, and also I ran out of water a while ago. I had like a few millimeters left in my camelback, so I landed here, and before I even packed up I ran down. There's a tiny stream over here, and I put my mug in there and got some water, and I filled up my camelback, and I feel like a new person again. So I'm gonna rock on up that mountain, hopefully fly down. Yes. So I just did a sunset flight from the top of the mountains up there, and I made the Didima campsite in one glide and landed right next to the "Welcome to Didima" sign. Oh, and I landed like a boss. Yeah, nailed the freaking landing. Yeah, too much happiness.